Hello, my name is Arturs, and this is my partner Marcis, and we're guys from Fearless Wheels, and we're here to share our story.
Hi. So first, about idea. It was born in like 2 years ago, approximately. When we came together with Arturs, and we were thinking what to do. We wanted to do something. Our idea was that we want to do something mobile. We chose iPhone market because it's a huge market, big opportunities, many customers. We also wanted to do something fun, and we wanted to do something that we are experts in, because we wanted to create something that we like, because if we do that, then most probably people also will like that. And so we decided, let's do motocross game for iPhone.
For those of you who haven't seen it, this is our game trailer. So that's Fearless Wheels. A couple of words about me. I'm a professional BMX rider, ride almost 20 years now. I was a European world champion. I raced in Olympic Games, so I know a thing or two about sports. So that's one thing I wanted to bring in this game, this competition. So the whole story starts in the countryside, then you need to win a couple championships, and you end up in a stadium spotlight. So it's like goes through all the stages of a sportsman. So there are a couple of screenshots. And most recently thing we did, we continued our story with the international series. So it's like a story goes on, that you become a champion and then you travel all over the world. We have, at this moment, we have 50 tracks. Each track is with a unique design. That's one thing which is ours. Like normally they do just couple color schemes and that's it. So we have, each track is unique, and that's really fun for players.
Yeah, and the second about our team. In total, we were 6 people working on the project. We have Arturs, which is a creative producer, as you call it, in gaming industry. He's responsible for the story, for the character, and for the game design. I was more responsible for the promotions, marketing, and business plan. We also have, of course, a developer from here, from Tech Hub Riga, doing all the programming. Then we have graphic designer, we have graphic artist, and also we had a sound editor to make all the sounds.
So how it all started, this is our first project, so we made our own plan. So we called a graphic artist, and we made some sketches. Here they are, from menu, from a game. At the very beginning, we knew it needs to be all nice and colorful. Each track, different color schemes and stuff. So we told this story to our programming guy, and he already knew we need an editor. That's what he made, and this is how it looks. So There are many objects, and like I said, each level we design it from scratch, and that's one really cool thing we can do now. Like me and the artist, we sit there, I create tracks, she creates all the nice view, like nice, like what you see, and we can do it without programming guy. It took around a year to program all this thing. All the graphics took around 9 months, and one really important thing was testing of gameplay, because like 1 month before release, we kind of thought, okay, let's do testing. So we involved like 50 players, and one thing we noticed, it's way too difficult. So we changed like half of the tracks. Many opponents, so basically we changed the gameplay like a lot. So it took like 1 month.
Yeah. And what we also paid a lot of attention was the promotion of the game, because as you know, there are like many. There's a huge amount of applications on the App Store, like 700,000, and many applications and games, they just die, and nobody knows that they are there. And we wanted really to avoid that, and so we really thought what we could do in terms of promotion of our product to make it successful. We started first with Facebook and Twitter, because these are huge social networks. They are free, of course, which is important for a startup. So we tried to build some user base, some fan base, even before the game. So we launched our Facebook page. It was approximately 2.5 months before the game launch. We announced that the Feels is there. It will there will be a cool game. That Arturs is creating it, and we did some more posts like Happy New Year and stuff like that. And eventually, to the moment of launch, we already had acquired 1,000 likes on Facebook and 700,000 followers on Twitter, which already is some kind of fan base. So on the date of launch, we knew that we will have some customers already. What we else really did and focused on is that Arturs is an established sportsman with some results. He is well known in the BMX community, and he has like 3,000 friends on Facebook. So we tried to use his friends to get to the game, and so we made a lot of posts on his Facebook and drove them to our page. We also, of course, wrote many emails to review sites, like 2 weeks before the launch, at the date of the launch, and also after the launch. We really didn't succeed to get any reviews. The only reviews that we got is about 2 weeks after the launch, when we had already achieved and got in some tops of some countries, like when we were in top 10 game in Italy. Then we got a review from 2 big review sites. And when we were top 10 game in UK, then we got reviewed also by the biggest review site in UK. And what was strange, that actually that really didn't help our sales. So we have a conclusion that it doesn't make sense to pay some review sites or to speak to them, that it doesn't really affect your performance in sales. And what else was what we know that many say that it's important that before you launch the game is to create some buzz about the game. So at the day of launch, you have first sales and you get to these tops. So everybody wrote in their blogs that you should create some buzz. So we did that. We created these pages. We wrote to review sites, and also sent press releases to motocross and BMX sites, because it was kind of a product for these communities. And we got some recognition, and they published our press release and the product. But the problem was that the product was not yet on the market, because we sent these press releases like 2 weeks before the product was released. And so we got like 5,000 views through one big motocross site, 5,000 views on our trailer through one big motocross site. But of course we didn't get any sales, because we didn't have any product. And then when we launched the product, it was too late, because the people were already gone. So our conclusion was it's good to create some buzz, but be careful and don't use all your contacts and opportunities before the product is on the market. Okay, and results. I think we had very good results. We were #1 game in Australia, Canada, Switzerland, Austria, and New Zealand at some point. And it was very, very good for us. And we were also #1 racing game in 10 countries. And for example, like one of our success stories was with Australia, where we were #1 paid game for 3 straight weeks. And the success behind was that we sent this press release of our game to one motocross site, big motocross site, and then they put this release in their website. They also even put a Facebook post in their website. They have like 35,000 followers saying that, sorry guys, today most probably there will be no more articles on our website because we are busy playing Fearless Wheels. And then at that point it was like, in 2 days you're #1 game and you stayed for three weeks. And that was really, really good for us. And actually we managed to reach our main audience of motocross community, what we wanted to do. What we also managed to do is we got noticed by Apple twice. We were published in this new and noteworthy list. If you see, this is how the iTunes looked for 1 week in 15 countries, Australia, New Zealand, and some 13 other countries in that region. So the customers, when they open iTunes, they could see this is our icon of the game. So that also created very good sales for us. And the trick actually how to get noticed by Apple is what we concluded is that you have to achieve some results, be in the top game for 1 week approximately. No, we were #1 game, that was very good. But I think if you're like top 5, top 10 game, it's also good. Then when you're after you're in these tops for 1 week, then you should write to Apple saying, guys, we are #1 game or #5 game. Maybe you should consider that we put in this list. Because when they put this is very good for your revenues. And then also afterwards they put us in this What's Hot list on the iTunes store, which is not the first section but the second section, but also it's the first page. And so for 2 straight weeks we had very good sales from. It was like a gift from Apple to us. And then the key conclusions from this project, because as Artur said, it was our third project and we didn't know how to do this. The key conclusions are that time. We saw that we will make this game in 6 months, but it took 12 months. So it's a huge amount of work. You need twice as many resources that we thought. It goes the same for programming and for graphic design. Testing is very, very important. It was a huge bonus that we did it. And without that, the game would be too complicated and people would not know how to play it because tutorial was a mess. And what we also, this is our mistake, which is important for games and I think for many applications, is to do localization. Because now we have a game in English and 4 other languages, but on the launch date it was not translated. And so after we did these translations, we got very good results in Switzerland, Austria, and Canada. But in Germany, we were going for the top when we only had English version. And but it went for top and then dropped out. And afterwards, when we made the translation and went for this market again, there was no results at all. So it is very important to spend this extra week and to translate everything because, like, there are big countries like Germany, France, Italy that really need local language applications. And of course, the main conclusion is that product is everything. At least for this kind of market, it has to be perfect. It has to be tested because you basically have only one shot to get noticed. And when you enter with this product, it has to be perfect so that when the person has bought it, spent his $1, which is not much, but maybe he thinks it's much. It has to be up to his expectations. And then if he's happy, he will tell his friends, and friends will tell to their friends, and then the game goes on and so on. And then you can get to the top spot. So product is everything. Okay, that's it. Thank you.